Morning. All right, one more time. Here we go. Good morning. There we are. You survived to the final day of the 40th conference. Thank you all very much for being here. We're going to start off with the announcement of the Core Champion Awards. We're all very proud of this program, as you're well aware. The people who become Core Champions have finished all 13 curriculum, answered the tests, and then done a short paper. Now, we're going to be doing a group picture of anybody who has the awards, or I know there's some people here who are representing people who couldn't make it. When there's the social break, meet up here and we'll get you the awards and take a picture. But first, let's do the agenda for the annual conference. I'm teasing you. Can I get there? All right, how are we going to do this? It's early. I hit the button a couple times. Sorry about that. All right. We have Tara Allen from Oregon. If you're here, please stand up. Jeff Chappell from Missouri. Someone named Kelly Hutton from North Dakota. We have Teshre Kalacharan from Florida. Corey Madsen from Oregon. Tiffany Olson from Wyoming. Erica Schmidt from Oregon. And Janet Montgomery from Wyoming. And someone who slipped his paper underneath the door a day or two ago, Roger Rand from Oregon. There he is back there. Thank you, Core Champions. As I said during the break, if you're here or you're representing someone, please meet over here and we'll take a picture. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you all. I hope you enjoyed our conference, our celebration of NACM's 40th anniversary. So give yourselves a big round of applause for being here, for making it to the last day. So I get the honor to give out some awards. We're going to be reconvening our business meeting. And we're going to start off with the presentation of our Early Career Professional Award. The ECP Award is presented each year to recognize distinguished service and outstanding contributions to the profession of court administration and the judicial system by an early career professional. This year, our award goes to Tesh Kalachurian. Come on down.
Good morning. Can you see me, hear me? I am the ADR director for the awesome 9th Judicial Circuit Court of Florida. I have been in court administration since I was 10 years old, and in court management for about 2 of those years. And while growing up in the 9th Circuit, I've had some awesome leaders. I've had Matt Benefield, our TCA, and Karen Levy, our Chief Deputy, our Chief Judge, Lisa Munyon, and our Director of Admin Everything, and my mentor, the very special Kelly Steele. But as I transitioned into management, I was trying to figure out crossroads, right? Because I've been doing this since I was 10 years old. And I attended my first NACM conference just last year, and then I got hooked. And then I realized, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's an entire community full of court managers and court leaders that share the same DNA for public service. I'm like, what water are they drinking? I want to be part of that. And so since then, I've been hooked, and with a very sincere thank you to NACM and its current and past executive board and its board of directors for their awesomeness and commitment to the integrity and excellence to court management. Thank you. Yeah.
Next, we have the Perkins Award. This award was established in 2013 to honor longtime association manager Linda Perkins, who was the first recipient. The award is given to an individual who consistently goes above and beyond to make behind-the-scenes contributions to the field of court administration and/or their court. Presented today is to Natalie Williams of New Jersey. Natalie is unable to be present today, but we'll accept this award on her behalf and we'll get it mailed off to her. I want to thank Natalie specifically for her work on our social media committee. She's been amazing. The next is our presentation of Enhancing Justice Award. Oh, okay, there was Tesh. There's a Perkins Award. Right, there's going to be a photo of Natalie. Here we go. Okay, the Enhancing Justice Award recognizes achievement and commendable projects that enhance the administration of justice. First, NACM recognizes an honorable mention to the submission from the Arizona Supreme Court Certification and Licensing Division for its Legal Paraprofessionals program. And no, I was not on the awards committee. All right, so congratulations and thank you to Arizona for sharing their successful program with NACM. The actual award, Enhancing Justice, goes to St. Louis County Municipal Court, and we'd like to have Jackie Brown and Courtney Whiteside accept the award.
Thank you. First of all, we'd like to thank the Academy for this award. It is such an honor to be up here. So many of you have inspired so many of the things that our team's been able to achieve together. It's been a wild ride, and we're just getting started, so we appreciate it. I want to take a moment just to thank specifically the court's Deputy Director, Jackie Brown. She's been with the court for a minute or so, and she's been the backbone of our operation, so without her, it doesn't happen. And we appreciate all the support, and we look forward to what's next. Thank you.
All right, next, the presentation of the Award of Merit. The Award of Merit is presented each year at our annual conference to recognize distinguished service and outstanding contributions to the overall profession of court administration. And this individual is near and dear to my heart, so I am super excited to present it to Jeffrey Sunakawa. Wait, let me put his picture up.
Oh. Is it good?
Is it a good one?
Is it a good picture?
There you go.
Oh, sorry. Well, thank you, Tina. You know, in NACM, this award is often viewed as sort of a lifetime achievement award, and I don't feel like I'm there yet. I'm not even close to retirement, but it's a thrill. I'm humbled. If you know me well, you know that I don't like to be up here in front of the podium speaking in front of a lot of people, but I do it because it's an opportunity to thank you. Truthfully, I never expected to ever be up here. I've always been a person that's worked behind the scenes, doing work to advance the initiatives of NACM and the court profession in general. I've been doing the song and dance for almost 25 years now. Between Texas and California. With NACM, I'm thrilled that I get the opportunity to continue advancing the work with our regional core trainings. Been to Washington, been to Tennessee, gosh, I've probably been to a couple of others. We went to Missouri, and we continue to advance that. So even though I'm not on the NACM board anymore, I still get to advance everything that NACM does. I do want to say for those of you who are newer to NACM, or for those of you who, like me, work behind the scenes, take advantage of these opportunities. This has only allowed me to grow and to network. I'm finally in a place where I can start to offer advice to people based on my experiences and encourage people just to take leaps and risks just to advance the work that we're doing. Courts and government in general is always that motto of we always do it the same way because that's the way it's always been done. But stop doing it that way. Do something new, do something different. Ask your neighbor, ask your friends at your table, get some advice and some suggestions, and keep moving our profession forward. So thank you for this award. Thank you.
All right. Before we get to the general business meeting, I do want to, because it's the 40th anniversary, we thought we wanted to do something special, and so we, and I will keep saying we, created a President's Award. This is a new award, and it's going to be used for, hopefully, future presidents. And it's going to be used at their discretion as to find a way to recognize individuals who've demonstrated exceptional and sustained support for this association. This prestigious recognition is really reserved for those with that long-term commitment, dedicated service, and significant contributions that have strengthened NACM's mission, advanced excellence in court administration, and inspired others through their leadership and example. The recipients of this award embodies the values, integrity, innovation, and collaboration, and their efforts have left a lasting impact on NACM, and I am so pleased to announce this award is going to our very own Val Gardner. You don't have to say.
I do want to.
Okay, you do. Yes, you do.
This group means a lot to me. You guys are like my family, and I'm trying not to cry because they actually sprung this on me on Saturday because I do just like most of us do for conferences. I set out my clothes, and Fridays there's our pack-up day and everything, so I don't generally dress up. And I was wearing these gaucho pants. And I kept telling them that I was going to wear these gaucho pants. And they were like, what, we want to take a picture of you. And I was like, no, I'll be in the back. It'll be fine. Nobody will see them. I have a nice top with it, blah, blah, blah. So they sprung this to me on Saturday at their board meeting. And I was doing as I do. I was doing stuff and not really paying attention. And all of a sudden, Tina said my name. And I was like, what is going on? So I just deeply am so glad to be a part of this association and this group and make this conference the best and work with some of the best people over the last 18 years, because I started when I was 10 too. But thank you so much. And Tina, thank you so much for recognizing me.
Before I get to the outgoing board members, I would like to ask Carrie Summers back up to the stage to give us the final tally on our ECP NACM Cares charity. And Carol is here. So from Carol's Hope of House of Hope, sorry.
I just wanted to extend some sincere thank yous to everyone for really you know, if you were at the social, you probably saw the pressure of the bucket. And I really appreciate everyone doing that. I know some of our members here were able to go and visit Carol's House of Hope and really could testify to the love and compassion that is put into it by these two individuals, Carol and David. So I wanted to announce that so far the QR code has raised about $1,500, and we are going to be presenting Carol and David with a check for $735, which is what we raised in cash. That total is $2,235. So thank you.
All right, now we're going to reconvene the business meeting. So I want to recognize our outgoing board members. We have, no, where did they go? There we go. Christy Collier, Don Palermo, Jeff Chappell, and Rick Pierce. While Don is going to be coming on, but the other individuals gave so much to the board, and so we want to recognize them. Please stand up so we can give you applause. I am not going anywhere. I get to become past president here in a minute. But before I do, I want to say a few words and just thank the organization. It's been an honor being your president, and being the 40th president is something that I get to say. I'll get to go around and introduce myself. Yes, I am the past president. I was the 40th. And neither the NACM organization nor I look a day over 29, and we're just going to stay looking that way. But I also want to recognize all of the past presidents in the room. If you can all stand up, please. I know you're still here. This organization is still vibrant today because of all of you. And a lot of you helped me grow in my profession. And so I want to personally thank you all. It was also past President Kent Batty and my current boss, Ron Overholt, that brought me from California to Arizona. And so I want to thank them both for taking a chance on a mid-level manager from California who had no admin experience 10 years ago. But again, this organization is what helped shape me as a professional. And so all of you first-time attendees, please take advantage of it. You heard Jeffrey talk about it. You hear how excited Tess is. The next generation coming in, I really truly mean it. We need to strengthen them and look to them and bring them up, which is why I'm super excited for all of you for next year, because Kelly Hutton will be coming in, and I'm not going to say too much about her. So I'm going to let a couple of other people say some things about her. But this organization is going to be in good hands, and I'll leave it at that. So with that, I want to introduce, actually, Robert's Rules of Orders provide that only one person was nominated for each position on the board, and I get to declare that the nominees are elected by acclamation. So the nominations were closed on Monday, and now the slate of nominees is, as presented, is hereby elected by acclamation. We're going to announce your new board of directors for 2025-2026. When I call your name, please come up to the stage, and we're going to have our immediate past president, Rick Pierce, swear in. For president, Kelly Hutton, North Dakota. President-elect, Greg Lambard from New Jersey. Oh, not yet. Vice President Roger Rand from Oregon. Secretary Treasurer Don Palermo from Louisiana. Past President Tina Madison from Arizona. Nicole Garcia, Director from Arizona. Director Credell Webb from Pennsylvania. Nate Mingo from Georgia. Courtney Whiteside from Missouri. Melinda Brooks from Ohio. Whitney Blyton from Washington. Tess Kalachurian from Florida. These are our new directors. Stacy Fields from Missouri. And our last director, Erica Payne Santiago from Maryland, is actually joining us from virtually. So thank you for joining us. Now Rick Pierce will swear the new board in.
Thank you, Madam President. I do want to acknowledge and thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to serve NACM over these past 8 years. It's truly been a highlight of my career. And I also want to thank Tina and Kelly for bestowing this privilege to me of not only saying a fond farewell to all of you, but to administer the oath of office to these fine young men and women for your board for 2025-2026. So with that, would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I
do solemnly affirm that I will support and uphold the principles of the National Association of Court Management and that I will perform the duties of my office faithfully, impartially, and justly to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Hey, there it is. So before I formally pass the gavel to your new president, I'd like to introduce the State Court Administrator for North Dakota, Sally Haliva, to share some comments about Kelly.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's my honor and privilege to introduce Kelly Hutton, your next president of the National Association of Court Management. Before I do, though, I need to go over a few things so that you can fully appreciate this. And Kelly's thinking, oh, God. It's just like a parent. You're just out here to embarrass me, right? No, Kelly and I are both originally from Minnesota, so I have to dispel a myth and to educate you a little bit about Minnesotans. So the rumor is that Minnesotans do not have emotions. That's not quite true. We have them. We just think they're only our business. And so the etiquette is if Kelly or I should slip up and you hear any kind of excitement in our voice, a quiver in our voice, or, God forbid, tears, the proper etiquette is to immediately break eye contact, look down, and hope that it passes before this gets any more awkward. So I'm just giving you a fair warning on that. We wouldn't want you to be, make a faux pas here and actually be concerned. The other thing is, we in the Midwest are not a verbose people. People tell us that that's because it's the Nordic background and we're short and to the point. And that's true. My own theory is it's the weather. It's either freezing cold, so your nostrils are sticking together, or it's so hot your eyeballs are melting. So there's not time to sit around and chat. So we have gotten in the habit of just saying one or two words and going on. So if you've met a Midwesterner and you're passing them, if they give you a nod, they're recognizing your humanity. If they do with a smile, they actually like you. So you'll hear a little bit about that. In the introduction, the reason I say this is, first of all, Kelly, I bring you greetings from Chief Justice Jensen. So Kelly worked with Chief Justice Jensen when he was just a lowly presiding judge. And she had the honor of training him all about administration, so she worked very closely with him. Chief Justice Jensen embodies all of the Midwestern qualities. And so when I talked to him about Kelly's elevation to the presidency, he had these words to share. He said, "Wow, Kelly's fantastic. They made a really smart decision in choosing her." And Kelly, you'll know the depth of feelings that go with that. For the rest of you, I'm going to translate. What he's actually saying is he can't decide what to say because of Kelly's very good qualities. And I tried to narrow it down to 5. So I started with intellectual curiosity, innovation, courage to make changes, compassion, empathy, persistence, diplomacy. Okay, and then it just kept going on. And I thought, okay, I got to narrow this down to 5, maybe even 3. And so finally, I just thought I would stick with my own word, which is remarkable. Kelly's remarkable. In the Midwest, we're also, because we're not much big on talking, we're big on showing. One of the things that I'm particularly proud of in North Dakota is we do something that in sports is called calling your own number, which means believing in your own abilities and putting yourself out there. We try to put out lots of opportunities for that. So as state court administrator, I get to know employees, or as I like to call them, not my team, my colleagues. I get to know them for 2 reasons, usually. One, because they're always walking that fine edge where they're saying, do you think we should fire them or give them another chance? The other ones are because they're doing extraordinarily good work and their name keeps coming up over and over as someone to take on a project or who's come up with a great new idea. The other thing that I take great pride in North Dakota is we almost never say no to a good idea. We want to give our folks the chance to think out, I hate saying this, think outside the box, but think outside the box, come up with new and innovative solutions, and actually give them a try, because we know that, as all of you know, you can't move forward if you're standing still. And so Kelly exemplifies so much of that. And let me just show you a little bit about what Kelly is like. So Kelly has a bachelor's degree in legal studies from Hamline University. That's was a prestigious university in Minnesota. I believe it's now combined with Billy Mitchell. But it's an elite school. It's hard to get into. You have to be not only really smart with good grades, but you have to get past the interview process and be accepted into it. So Kelly has a bachelor's degree from Hamline University. She originally started with the Minnesota Appellate Court, rightly realized that was just too boring, and happily decided not to go to law school. So she came to Grand Forks as a deputy clerk. Deputy clerks, as you all know, bear the full brunt of work. They're the frontline people that work with the public. They are the number one defense we have in keeping public trust and confidence in the court, because that's the person people interact with the most. Kelly quickly excelled at that, moved up through the ranks. She then switched over and went into court administration. which I think is a perfect fit for her. And we're so happy she's been decided to stick with us. She's been with us since 2007. One of the first times I got to hear Kelly's name and learn about her was I had thrown out a challenge to the clerks of court because our court administrators were members of NACM. Our clerks of court were not. And one of the things I said is, think about the entire picture about what you do and why you do it. And a good way to do that is to join NACM and to get involved. And out of the 75 people present at that conference, 3 of them chose to join NACM. And so, of course, I called up their bosses and I said, tell me about this person. Tell me what you see in them. And I heard so many good things about Kelly and about all the good things that she was going to do for us. And I agree with that. And you saw that here in NACM when she joined NACM. She's been on your committees, and I can't even name all of them. The new member one, which everybody gets stuck with, of course, but she actually took it to heart and recruited new members for you. But she was on your diversity committee. I know that she was instrumental in your core champions. And to show you a little bit about what Kelly does, not only did she work with NACM on the core champions, she brought it back to North Dakota. She's co-teaching it with our director of education. All of these classes, she's using her resources to bring in people from across the nation to talk about whatever that subject is. So she is giving our people in North Dakota an unparalleled education in what it means to be a good court manager. That's just one of the things that Kelly has done. In North Dakota, our regional administrators are responsible for oversight of all the administrative functions of counties. Kelly is working with, just put this in mind, for those of you who've ever worked on that front level county business, she's working with judges in 2 different districts who do things very differently. She's overseen 100% overturn or transition of judges in one district and a 45% turnover of judges in the other. But along with that, as most of you know, it's not just the judges you work with. It's the 13 county sheriffs, the numerous police departments, the 13 state's attorneys or county attorneys or district attorneys, they have different names depending on where you're at. All of the disgruntled litigants who are dissatisfied with the court system or with an answer that they've given. And of course, she has to manage up. So she's working with all of this. Kelly is an internal hire. As you know, when you hire someone, if you bring them from outside, everybody is on their best behavior. If you bring them up from inside, everybody is on their worst behavior, testing their limits. The nice thing about Kelly is she's a natural leader. I think people naturally gravitate to her because of her demeanor and because of her intellect and because she has the ability to delve into details, but also come up and get the big picture. So being seen as a natural leader, she didn't get a whole lot of that. Not much, a little bit though. But what I want to say is in every business, the hierarchy dictates deference. You get deference based on your position and your rank. That goes with the position. What doesn't go with the position is respect. That's a personal attribute. But respect is what earns you a following. And Kelly, I can say you have earned the respect of your colleagues, your fellow administrators, the people that you manage, the judges that you work with, the justices of the Supreme Court, and most definitely mine and Scott's respect. So, let's go on a little bit because I am getting too emotional. Let's look away. Everybody look down for a second. One of the things, though, that we do in North Dakota that's maybe a little different somewhere is our regional administrators are also expected to carry statewide portfolios. So Kelly's had several, and she's not one to just keep doing what's been happening. So we made her the language access coordinator, and she immediately set about revamping what was on our website. She streamlined the process to apply for one. We updated our roster. We did some more ethics training because Kelly's not content to just let things be okay. She was our DEI coordinator. Immediately went to go look at our use of race data. We looked at our racial and ethnic bias committee and what we could do differently there. She's also has just recently been named the chair of the, and by the way, these are serial. We're not making her do all of this at once, although she could do it all at once. She's most recently been put in charge of the digital recording work group, and the first thing she did is pull out the manual that hadn't been looked at since probably 2009 and started going through that and getting us ready for our next big leap, which is moving to the audio as an official record. So she's perfect for that job. I want to say a little bit more about Kelly and what she does. Kelly has a master's degree in public administration. She went back to get her master's degree. She's working full-time. She is going to school to get her fellows, and she enrolled in the master's program. So I called up her boss, and I said, does she realize exactly how much work is going on here? And I will say she was also, at that time, entering the NACM board. So tremendous amount of pressure, but she did it all with grace. Nothing fell behind that I could tell. She had a family at home. She had a family at work. She was keeping it all together, and she not only kept it all together, she excelled. So she came out with honors in both. I want to mention particularly her work with the Fellows Program. Kelly's paper is on case flow management. Kelly is our case flow management guru. She loves spreadsheets. I don't get it. I still hate Excel, but she does love it. But Kelly worked with our IT department and others, most notably Scott Johnson, our deputy court administrator, and Kelly's former supervisor, direct supervisor, and again, her direct supervisor. But they developed daily dashboards for the judges to track all of their cases. And then we went on to develop them for the clerks of court, the court reporters, the Supreme Court. And I can tell you from the management side, that has made the biggest difference in North Dakota and the timeliness of cases being done. We just had a study where North Dakota has the most timely court in the nation as far as getting felony cases resolved. And I will tell you from my 20 years of experience before we moved to the dashboards, and it was a daily event for the judges to see their status, we were not even close to that. And we went from being, every time we did our time to disposition studies, we went from having anywhere from 800 to 1,000 cases overdue to having about 30 per district, except for one of our districts, not Kelly's. So, Kelly, we have been extraordinarily lucky to have you. We hope to keep you. We're willing to share you with NACM. I want to say two more things, and then I'm going to get out of the way and let the rest of you get on. Come up here and hear Kelly for yourself. But I will say this. We have a large contingent from North Dakota here. We wanted to show you personally that we are all here for you, that we from North Dakota support NACM, and we support your work here, and we are all willing to step up and help you in any way possible to be a success. The other thing I want to say is I have had the privilege of being a NACM member since the mid-1990s. I have met many of your presidents personally, either through NACM at conferences, particularly because the NACM president is a liaison to COSCA. So I've met many of them there. I've known your presidents through their publications, their presentations, their speeches. Kelly shares a lot in common with them. The one unifying thing I would say about all of your presidents is their absolute dedication to the rule of law and their sense of fairness and justice. Kelly has that in spades. And as the Chief Justice says, she's fantastic, and you made a really good decision. NACM is in great hands with your next president, Kelly Hutton. So, Kelly.
Thank you, Sally, for those comments about Kelly. I think she said they were very few words, but she said a lot about Kelly, and she gave a lot of background. And the thing that really sticks true to me is Kelly's dedication not only to her job and her family, but to NACM and just the court profession overall. So when I said we determined things or we came up with the president, it was Kelly, because Kelly's always thinking about what we as an organization should do, what we as leaders should be doing. I do think Sally kind of embodied a lot of that and shared a lot of that. So I am so excited for you to have Kelly Hutton as your next president. And please come up and take this gavel.
Look down.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much.
Ooh, that's gonna make some noise. Tina, you don't get off that easily. We have something for you. But wait, there's more. All right, so on behalf of the board and membership, we wanna thank you for your leadership. Over the last year, everything you've done for NACM. I personally wanna thank you for being my NACM bestie and my mentor on the board. As you move to the immediate past president role, I know you have a lot of ideas, and I have a lot of ideas. So I'm excited to continue working on them with you, and just thank you again for your service to NACM. Where's WAC? Okay, thank you, Sally, for establishing the rules of looking down. I would like to formally announce that the bets are closed on how many times I'm going to cry throughout here, because this is really the only time I do get emotional, so please look down now. No, I'm just kidding. All right, good morning. I'm not super comfortable too. One of the other rules Sally should add is we don't like people talking about us. It's really hard to sit there and just listen. It's kind of awkward, especially when you don't know what they're gonna say. Apparently I'm awesome, so we'll just put that out there. But I appreciate you keeping it to all the good things, for sure. I also wanna thank you and Scott and Chief Justice Jensen, not only for allowing me to be a part of NACM, but for encouraging and supporting me every step of the way, and for listening every time I say, ooh, I have an idea. She's correct in the fact that I don't often get told no, which kind of spoils me, and then my family has to live with the fact that, what do you mean no? Anyway, quick shout out to the North Dakota people that did come here to support me today, and those back home. I think there are some on live stream. I think my mom's watching. Hi, Mom. Thank you all for picking up the slack when I'm out of the office and traveling, and for also dealing with those random ideas that I come up with. All right, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about how I learned to show up, because standing here kind of feels surreal. I appreciate the bright lights because I can only see like these 6 tables here. But I'm the youngest of 5 kids, the first in my family to go to college. As the youngest, I was lucky to have siblings who would always talk to people for me. Another Midwest thing, we're very introverted, so don't feel awkward if I just all of a sudden be like, I gotta go, bye. With having those siblings, I always had somebody by my side. I didn't have to speak really one-on-one or in front of crowds. My dad, Myron, who's here today, this will probably be a moment to look down. He's always been one of my biggest supporters. He was at every softball game, every sport I cheered for, even when he didn't like the sport, so I appreciate that. But he always showed up and he told me I could do anything. I'm not really sure if this is what you had in mind when you said those things, but it's still pretty cool that we were able to do this and that you're here for me today, so I appreciate that. You always had a lot of great advice with a little bit of humor, so I have carried that with me. In an attempt to not cry throughout this, you'll notice when I crack a little bit of a joke. But thank you for teaching me to show up for the things that I commit to. About 10 years ago, I had a boss tell me to join NACM. Just a simple directive, but looking back, it was one of the most important I've ever received. It brought me here today. This directive gave me a way to network, give back to my profession, and meet friends who are like family. As an introvert, I had no idea what I was walking into at my first conference. I was scared, I was intimidated, I didn't feel like I belonged. But NACM pulled me out of that comfort zone in the best possible way. I went to the ECP and the first-time attendee receptions, and I found my people. I started joining committees, and soon after, I found myself applying for a director position, again, through the advice of another boss. When Vicki Carlson told me that I'd been selected, she just said, "Oh, I just know you're gonna be great." That's my Vicki Carlson impression. And I thought, she probably says that to every director. Vicki, am I doing okay so far? Since joining the board, I found a passion for educating others, and I've been fortunate enough to travel the country teaching about court administration and the NACM's core curriculum. And I'm honored to continue to be a part of the core committee and help lead our core champion program. Through these experiences, I've been able to share the amazing work that NACM does while also learning how courts operate across the country and seeing the challenges facing them. Because of these experiences, I've become a better court administrator and a better leader. And again, because of this organization, I've met extraordinary people who challenge me, support me, and inspire me every single day. All right, my experiences with NACM have deepened my belief in the power of what we do, not just for our profession, but for our communities. So as I take on your role as president, I want to share my priorities for the year ahead. First up is membership engagement. Our committees, projects, and partnerships are where the magic happens. I want more voices at the table, more collaboration, more connection. I challenge each of you, even the people I cannot see in the back, to join a committee, show up for NACM, and if you're already on a committee, bring a friend. I promise it's not scary. You won't be handed a project on your first day or your first meeting. We save that for the second day and the second meeting. And if a committee isn't for you, just find a project to volunteer on. If you're wondering, what can little old me possibly contribute? Trust me, we need you. We need your knowledge, we need your skills, we need your ideas. Reach out to me, any board member, any past president, anybody that looks like they know something about NACM, and they will help you find a place to contribute or participate. Second, I want to strengthen our partnerships. NACM needs to continue to build ties and co-opt on projects with our current partners. You know, you guys can't hardly see them, but there's a lot of little acronyms in there. There's COSCA, CCJ, that really make up our court association family. We also will be looking outward to find new state associations and organizations to partner with. This year, our state associations committee will be led by Tina Madison. She was stuck with another one of my ideas. It's our goal to expand this committee to include all of our partners. It will be a place to share ideas, successes, challenges, and develop projects while still continuing to collaborate with our state association. So thank you, Tina. We will also be continuing to partner and deliver training such as Core Unleashed because NACM has so much to share and so much to learn. Third, we have a unique role to play in educating the public, supporting our courts, and fostering trust in the third branch of government. NACM will be working with the Council of Public Information Officers to revamp our media guide to match today's ever-changing landscape. And it is my vision to also create NACM's first guide in recent history, geared specifically to the public, a civics education tool to help our communities better understand our courts and strengthen public trust and confidence. It will be flexible. Courts of different types and sizes can adapt it to their needs, but to build it, again, I'm gonna need y'all to show up. Next, if you haven't heard, we are developing a new curricula. It'll be based on technology. There's a little QR code if you wanna scan it. We have an active survey that'll help us build it. But we live technology every day and it is ever changing. This curriculum, however, will be geared towards our non-technical court managers and leaders. We have the AI guide, we have our technology departments and specialists, but this curriculum will help bridge that knowledge. To accomplish this, again, we need to show up, because everybody's voice really matters. I got to re-envision it. So I'm going to need you to show up for NACM. Everybody can say it. Over the next year, I want to hear what we're doing well, where we can grow. Use your voice and your time to make our organization better. Reach out again to me, any board member, anybody that looks like they know anything about NACM. We are dedicated to showing up for you in return. Yay. So before I close, I'd be remiss if I didn't share those have shown up for me today and really every day. Here's the look down part again. To my husband, Chris, thank you for showing up and holding down the fort and putting up with my crazy ideas. If you haven't noticed yet, I have a lot of crazy ideas. To my in-laws, Tom and Marcia, thank you for covering for me. My boys, Mason, Jameis, and David, he's gonna hide under the table when I say his name, I think. Thank you for understanding when I have to miss things or watch them on live stream because I'm traveling. Just remember to keep setting their goals. You never know, this could be you someday or somewhere else. Do what you want. Now I've lost my spot. So again, my dad, you guys should meet him. He's the greatest. If I talk too much about him, he's the one person that I will cry every time for. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. To the rest of my family back home, to Ryan on the camera, because I told them I would wave at him. You guys are all just amazing, and I thank you for supporting me every day. Now, to the NACM board and staff, past and present, that I have served with, can you please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. All right, I want to thank you all personally. Jude, you're not standing up. I want to thank you all personally for making this journey fun, for your dedication and for showing up, for me, for NACM, for your jobs every day, and really mostly for your friendships. Ugh, look down. All right. Okay. You guys are really my second family. I spend a lot of time on the road with a lot of you. I don't see Jeffrey. He must have snuck out, but there, you need to stand up too, Jeffrey. I'm honored to serve with you, and I'm really excited for those that'll be serving on the board with me the next year. The rest of you are not off the hook because you're gonna keep showing up. You can sit down now, thank you. Last is a simple request. Pass on the gift of this organization. Tell someone to join NACM. Please continue to keep showing up. You won't regret it. Tell your friends they won't regret it, and I know I haven't. That is it. Okay. Now, because we are short-winded in the Midwest, you have a little bit of extra time before your networking break. So if you have received a Core Champion Award or any of those awards, we do want to get some more pictures. The board needs to stick around for just a quick minute or if you had to stand up, I would like a picture with all of you. And you may have a break now. Thank you.